You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Please make sure you have subscribed to our channel for new story. Story title, The Legend of Rose Princess. Once upon a time, in a realm where magic whispered through the leaves and danced upon the waters, there lived a king and queen whose hearts were heavy with sorrow. Despite their kingdom's prosperity and the love that blossomed around every corner, their castle remained silent, void of the joyful laughter of a child. Their deepest desire was to hear the pitter-patter of little feet echoing through the halls. One day, as the queen wandered beside the river, lost in thought and yearning, a glimmering fish reached the surface and spoke, "Your wish shall be fulfilled. Before the moon completes its cycle, you shall cradle a daughter in your arms." True to the fish's prophecy, the queen soon gave birth to a daughter so beautiful that the sun seemed to shine a little brighter in her honor. Overjoyed, the king declared a grand feast, inviting relatives, dignitaries, and even the magical beings from the farthest reaches of the land. There were 13 witches in the kingdom, but, alas, only 12 golden plates from which they could dine. Unwilling to show favoritism, yet bound by circumstance, the king invited only 12, leaving one inadvertently slighted. The feast was a spectacle of joy and magic. One by one, the witches bestowed their blessings upon the infant princess. Virtue, beauty, wealth, and every goodness known to the world. As the 11th witch presented her gift, the uninvited 13th witch stormed in, her heart aflame with indignation. With a voice that sent shivers down the spines of all present, she cursed, "On her 15th birthday, the princess shall prick her finger on a spindle and die." The hall fell silent, the joy extinguished by her venomous words. Yet, there was still hope. The 12th witch, yet to bestow her gift, stepped forward. "The princess shall not die, but fall into a deep sleep that lasts 100 years, from which only true love's kiss can awaken her." Determined to protect his daughter, the king ordered all spindles banished and destroyed, hoping to thwart the curse's grim promise. As years passed, the princess grew into everything the witches had envisioned. Intelligent, gracious, and beloved by all who knew her. Yet, fate, as it often does, found its way on her 15th birthday. With the king and queen away, the princess explored a forgotten tower, where an old woman, oblivious to the royal decree, was spinning yarn. Curious, the princess reached out to touch the spindle and, in an instant, collapsed into a deep, cursed slumber. The old woman's scream echoed through the castle, summoning the royal court to the tower, but it was too late. The curse had taken hold, not just on the princess but on the entire kingdom. As if a spell had been cast, everyone and everything within the castle walls fell into a deep sleep. Outside, a thorny hedge began to grow, encasing the castle in a formidable barrier that deterred all who attempted to penetrate its defenses. Many princes and brave souls tried to reach the sleeping beauty known as the Rose Princess, but none could succeed. The castle and its slumbering inhabitants became the stuff of legend, a tale told and retold through generations. Centuries turned, and the story of the Rose Princess reached the ears of a young prince from a distant land. Unlike those before him, he was determined not to be deterred. "Fear shall not sway me," he declared. "I shall see the Rose Princess and awaken her from her slumber." On the eve of the curse's centennial, the prince approached the castle. Miraculously, as if recognizing the arrival of true love, the thorny hedge blossomed into a corridor of flowers, allowing him passage. Inside, time appeared to stand still, with every creature and servant frozen mid-motion, a silent testament to the curse's power. Undeterred, the prince explored the castle until he found the tower and the princess. There, asleep on her bed, lay the princess, just as beautiful as the stories proclaim. With a heart full of hope and love, he leaned down and kissed her. That single act of true love shattered the curse, awakening the princess, and, with her, the entire castle. The kingdom rejoiced as the curse was lifted. The king and queen embraced their daughter, tears of joy streaming down their faces. The prince and the princess shared their story, their bond forged in the unlikeliest of circumstances. In the days that followed, the prince and the princess, now inseparable, announced their engagement. The kingdom prepared for a celebration unlike any before. Love had triumphed over the darkest of magics, bringing a new era of peace and happiness to the land. The wedding was a fusion of joy, magic, and the promise of tomorrow. As the prince and princess vowed their love to each other, the kingdom witnessed the dawn of a new era. Together, they ruled with wisdom and kindness, remembered not just as rulers, but as the couple who taught the world that love, indeed, conquers all. And so, the legend of the Rose Princess and her prince became a beacon of hope, a story that transcended time, reminding all of the power of love and the magic that lives within every heart. If you like this story, please give this video a like and comment below with your thoughts. See you in the next story.